Welcome back to the console time machine, where we go back. And now this is where everything changes with Burnout. Burnout 3 Takedown. For a lot of people, this isn't just a Burnout game, it's one of the best racing games ever made. And playing this back recently, it's easy to see why. Criterion gave themselves an extra couple of years between sequels, so if the jump between 2 and 1 was significant, the jump between 3 and 2 was absolutely mind-blowing. They gave it more budget, they gave it more time, and they really built upon what made Burnout special. It wasn't just an improvement, this was absolute evolution. The game encourages you to smash your opponents off the road and call it takedown, which is absolutely crazy. You don't just race against them, you destroy them, put them into walls, force them into traffic, put them into signature takedown situations, which are certain places on certain tracks. You're not just trying to win anymore, you're hunting them. It's absolutely amazing. And playing this back, they absolutely pushed the graphics and the sound. The sounds you get when you're in Burnout mode, the blur in the graphics when you're sort of turbo boosting and just trying not to crash. It's an absolutely incredible experience. Even today it still feels fast, and that's why now, and even at the time, it was just so addictive, because the game just pushes you to take more and more risks. The crash mode is now a little bit more iconic. You could use aftertouch, you could chain react explosions, you could use what's called a game breaker, and you could blow your car up, and you might be able to do it a second time. There were power-ups on the crash maps. There were loads more tracks, loads more cars, different way to unlock them. There was the World Tour mode, there was Road Rage, where basically you just have to constantly take cars down to add more time on and just see how far you could get. 60 vehicles, although unlicensed, actually resembled a lot of real-world cars, which are easy to spot. But the game was an absolute hit. It scored highly across all of the outlets and sales. Players loved it. It was like they got all the feedback from the first 2 games and absolutely nailed it. And everybody just loved this game at the time. And it's still got a really, really strong following. It's one of the best-selling Burnout games alongside Burnout Paradise, which was huge and had a lot more exposure. But when people think of Burnout, this is usually the first game that comes to mind. It didn't just improve the formula, it absolutely rewrote it. And I thoroughly enjoy this game. This isn't just nostalgia talking, Burnout 3 was actually that good. And the scary thing is, they somehow pushed it even further after this. But more about that a little bit later. So this game is absolutely fantastic. And when I first started playing this back, you can see I'm only on the first couple of races, but it just reminded me of how good the series became. Yes, Burnout 1 was groundbreaking in a lot of ways, but playing it now compared to this, it does feel quite slow and a little bit more limited. A lot less tracks, a lot less cars, a lot less speed, a lot less danger. This game just absolutely nailed it. They took advantage of some graphical improvements and some, the developers now are getting more out of the hardware basically. And they improved the UI, the music's really interactive, the environments are great, there's multiple routes, there's little shortcuts you can take advantage of. They kept you informed on the screen with what you're doing, just to keep things exciting, and it's so engaging, it's so visually stimulating. You're constantly on the edge of your seat, just making sure that you're not going to crash. But when you do crash, it's an absolute pleasure, to be honest. The replays that you get as well, not only from your own crashes, but when you take people down, are fantastic. The camera slows down a little bit, it tells you that you've got a takedown, it shows you the sort of damage that you've caused, but also what can happen is you've got that aftertouch thing where you can control your car slightly, so you can press a button to slow down time, and then you can aftertouch your car, looking behind you, to see if there's cars coming up behind you. You can sort of move your car in their way and get an aftertouch takedown. So they really did add some crazy things to the physics. Every event seems to become more aggressive and more chaotic. It's just absolutely a fantastic game. The boost system was perfectly tuned, and you got a lot more boost very, very quickly, and you can chain the boost together. You can chain drifts, you can change takedowns. You can get 2 takedowns, you can get triple takedown, you get 3 in a row. It just feels like it hasn't really dated at all, apart from the graphics, but you soon ignore that. When you get playing it, you ignore the sort of graphical limitations, and you just get right back into it where you left off, which was basically about 20 years before. It's absolutely insane. Like I say, the different game modes keep you coming back for more. The crash mode is quite intense with lots of junctions. The time attack mode is just about getting your best time on the tracks, which is a little bit limited, but road rage just never gets boring. And the world tour mode that they give you has actually got some very tough levels, and some of the time challenges are quite hard to beat. When you get to the point-to-point stuff in the faster cars in the game, it literally is just mind-blowing the amount of speed. And I don't know if my reactions were maybe a bit quicker 20 years ago, but geez, it's quite hard to react in time to not crash on some of those. And you've got to basically keep your finger on the turbo button and boost constantly from start to finish. Even if you want to have a chance of getting a gold medal, you can't make a single mistake. It's absolutely crazy, but this was groundbreaking in a number of ways. It's the aggression, it's the chaos, it's an absolute visual spectacle. It was genuinely different, and it just built upon the success of the previous two games. And I am going to love going back through this one. I'm going to do this one in a series of videos where I just non-stop go from start to finish through all the stages in the World Tour. I'll do all the crash junctions, and we'll try and showcase everything that this game offered back in the day. I will also do it live on stream, so if you want to join me, make sure you sub to the channel and make sure that you're keeping your notifications on, and then when it's time for me to stream, you'll get notified and you can join me in the chat. We'll spend hours on this together, and we can relive all of these old memories and all of these fantastic takedowns together. It's going to be an absolute blast, guys. So make sure you share this with all your friends as well, like and sub, get them to sub, and get in the comments and let me know what were your favourite cars in the game, what were your favourite tracks, and what were your favourite game modes. And if you're new to the series, then perhaps this is your chance, if you're curious, just to see what all the fuss was about. It's absolutely fantastic. But Burnout 3 turned racing into combat, and that's exactly why it stood out. Anyway, that's enough from me. If you check out the video that YouTube is suggesting on the screen, it's another corker and you're going to love it, so make sure you click on that. And I will see you in the next video, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.